everybody, it's Effie Craftmaker with one of the first videos for first time playlist, and today we're making soap and I'm taking it from the DK Craft book soap making chapter. So I'm going to put below all the things that I used to make the soap and where I got it from. So I got the molds from Tiger and I got all the soap products from justasoap.com, and I found them very reasonable and I made quite a lot of soap out of them. So you need a soap base. You also need colours. You can have glitter, you can have fragrance oils, you can get so many different things, and you need Robin's Surgical Spirit. So what we do is you cut up the soap base into cubes and put it into a microwavable dish, and you microwave it at 5-second bursts, because if you do it too long it will start to bubble too much. So you do 5-second bursts until the whole soap base is melted down. Once it's melted down, you need to work really fast so it doesn't harden. So I'm adding a pink colour here, and I'm using a pipette so I can control how much colour I'm adding, because if you add too much colour it doesn't look too good. So if you use a pipette, you're able to control the amount of colour you're adding. And you also do the same thing for when you're adding fragrance oil. You don't want to add too much because it will be overbearing and it wouldn't smell it wouldn't smell the way that you wanted it to smell. Okay, so I poured them into the molds and I realised that I needed to add more. I didn't do enough soap, so I melted down some more soap and decided to play with the yellow and the glitter and see how that went. So once I've put all of them in the mold, I spray with the Surgical Spirit on top, and this is to allow all the bubbles that are at the top of the soap to go away. And so you just spray until you see that the bubbles are starting to go. Sometimes I did see it come back, but if you put too much, your soap is going to end up smelling like the Surgical Spirit. So it's just until you see the bubbles go. A problem I found was that I had to melt down soap 3 times because I didn't know how much I needed to fill all these molds. So I probably need to find a formula to work out how much soap I need to melt down in order to fill whatever mold I'm filling. So give the top a good spray. And then this is how they looked like when I left it for about 20 minutes, and I left it for another half an hour, so about 50 minutes altogether. And when I popped them out of the mold, they were dry. According to the book, it's about 45 minutes. So I took the sticks out so that they can be by themselves. So what I decided to do is look at if it would work if I used a margarine pot. So I got an old margarine pot and decided to use a bigger bowl to melt down the soap. So I melted down the soap and I added some glitter. What I was going to do was make a big bar of soap that had the flowers that I've just made into the middle. So pouring it in. So when you're doing this kind of method, you don't need to completely fill it to the top. You do it in stages. So you just fill about an inch of the pot with the soap, and you let that harden. I let it harden for about 45 minutes, making sure that you use the Surgical Spirit and spray at the top to get rid of the bubbles. Because this is a bigger pot, there's going to be more bubbles, but try not to spray too much again. Your soap will smell like the Surgical Spirit. So you just spray. I sprayed quite a lot, so that's how I know. Too much spray makes it smell like alcohol. So I let that set for about 45 minutes. Then when I saw that it was hard, I decided to add in the flowers. So what you need to do to make sure the flowers stick to the parts of the soap, you spray them with Surgical Spirit, and you spray the top with Surgical Spirit, and so that they can lie there onto the top of the hardened soap that you have. And then what we're going to do is melt down some more soap and pour it in. Pouring in our melted down soap, and I did quite a lot this time. I made sure it covered the flowers and went up like another inch higher than the flower, about half an inch higher than the flowers. So I made sure I covered So the whole soap came up to about half of the margarine pot, and the margarine pot didn't melt, so it was really good. So if I'm needing a mold in that shape, I would use the margarine pot. Okay, so this is the finished product. I was so silly. I forgot to take a picture of the big bar soap before I wrapped it up. I got too excited with all the different labels and the cellophane and the ribbon that I got too excited. But you can get a chance to see it for yourself if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, if you like our Facebook page, or you subscribe to our mailing list on our website, thecraftmakershub.co.uk. You will be able to win this lovely set. So we're giving away the big bar of soap. I've got 3 of the single soap flowers, and I have a candle as well, so not 2 but 1 candle to give away. So if you sign up and do all those things, you'll be able to come in and get some of these soaps. I really enjoyed making the soap. It was very fun. If you go to the page, you can see that I made so much more, and you can see the different types of soap and different molds that I made. The only thing that about it that I found a bit was the whole knowing how much soap I needed to melt down for the mold, but that was just about time. But once I get used to it, and probably I'll be an expert on it. So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like our Facebook pages, and you could be in a chance of getting all these goodies. So thank you and goodbye.